and year-to-date, minus 16.7% per annum. Remember, most of those numbers are because of the strike action, number one, and number two, because there's been a bit of an overhang as far as surplus platinum available to the industry. That was Terence Goodlace, CEO of Implats, and I'm Kirby Lafranchi, a strategist at Cooper's Gray Investment Managers.
This is Classic Business, brought to you by Old Mutual Wealth. Joining me now is Valerie Geen. She is the head of energy at the National Business Initiative. We're really going to be talking about the private sector energy efficiency program this evening. Now, Val, NERSA approved hikes will total an amount of about 47%, and that is really between April 2013 and March 2018. And we're really talking about the hike as far as electricity is concerned. When we look at having to stomach this 47% increase, I mean, that's like an amazing amount, right?
It is, Kirby, and thank you very much for inviting me on the show. I think that the important thing that we'd like to get out of that, much as this is a challenge, small, large, and medium-sized businesses do have some power in their hands. And a pun on the word power. Basically, that they do have the right and the ability to save if they allow us to support them through our program.
But how many people understand energy efficiency? I mean, the one thing that I think many companies and corporates and consumers must be doing today is looking at their electricity bills and saying, sure, I'm paying a lot for electricity. I wonder how much more I could potentially stomach. Do people really understand energy efficiency? Are they really looking for alternatives, or are they just happy to kind of carry on paying Eskom?
I think that many companies, and that's exactly the service offerings that we deliver through the private sector program, many companies need help to understand what the opportunities are for them to save energy. And when we talk about energy efficiency, we're really talking about doing more with less. And it's in your backyard, it's on your factory floor. It's not something that you need to go out and fetch separately. It's something that you can actually find opportunities within your workspace.
You know, if I think of energy efficiency, one of the things that come to mind is the fact that it costs money to be energy efficient. So there's a certain capital outlay at the beginning of that project in order to become more energy efficient. I think of solar. I think of using various alternative type sources for power. Are you finding that with corporates, with small and medium type enterprises saying, well, it's going to cost me too much money in the beginning, why bother with this?
I think we're actually saying the opposite. We are saying, to begin with, it need not cost you as much money. In fact, our consultants that we employ to support companies are going to help companies look for low-cost and no-cost opportunities. And quite often, I mean, the typical one that everyone knows about is switching off lights, but there are lots of other opportunities. There may be the way one uses energy, there may be leaks in compressors, there may be opportunities for installation of buildings. So there are things that companies might be able to do through behavioral change, through awareness raising, and through very small little changes in a few structural things within their companies. But for those who are looking for big opportunities that do cost money, government has just introduced a 12L tax incentive, and that 12L tax incentive is intended to support companies financially.
Right. Now, I mean, one of the things that you're describing now is the private sector energy efficient, right?
Yes.
Very briefly, maybe just in 30 seconds, explain to us what the initiative is all about.
All right, the initiative offers different things to those different sizes of companies. To begin with, we just first of all want to make sure all businesses are aware of what energy efficiency means, because it doesn't mean the same thing as solar power, for example. It's about using your existing energy more efficiently. So awareness raising about that is what we offer generically, and we do that through our help desk, which companies, any size company, can phone us to get advice on. We also have publications on our website with technologies and energy management processes and advice on what companies can do for themselves. But beyond that, for your medium-sized companies, we actually physically have consultants go in and do a survey of all the operational issues within the company where there's opportunity to save energy. And most importantly, perhaps for large companies, we offer subsidized. In other words, we pay a 60% portion of the fee that goes looking at all the opportunities at a much higher level, especially for your companies who are using in excess of 45 million rand per annum. And I can tell you that with large companies, energy bills, including electricity and fuel, go into the billions, and are in some cases are starting to make up 40% of their cost of doing business.
So if I have to understand it right, you have an army of people
Yes.
that understand energy efficiency probably better than any mid and small type organization would understand, and you are prepared to come in and tell corporates how they could potentially reduce their energy bill, so to speak.
Yes, and this is of course it's not with the assumption that the engineers in companies don't know what it is that they need to do, but it's useful to have people come in with an external perspective and show them opportunities that they didn't realize because they've been working with that equipment or process.
And a boost from the UK government, that's something that's quite new, right?
Yes, it is. We received this funding last year in June, and it comes from the UK's Climate Fund, and it's been a very useful boost because I think without that money we wouldn't be able to subsidise and offer free services. So we're certainly very grateful for the support we have from the UK government, but also we're very grateful for the support we've received from our own government to enable us and give us the necessary support to work with companies.
So you have enough money at the moment in order to make sure?
Absolutely. And so all we're looking for is companies to come forward and say, I need help. How can you help me?
How do they get hold of you?
They can call us. They can call us on our toll-free line, which is 080 111 3943, or they can also visit our website. There's the info line, and that's psee.org.za.
psee.za.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much. That was Val Geen. She is Head of Energy at the National Business Initiative.
Thank you very much, Kobe.
Right now, you're probably driving the car you love. And tomorrow, you'll want to drive tomorrow's dream car too. So how much is enough to invest offshore, retire in style, and still be able to drive your dream car 20 years from now? How much is enough? An age-old question that needs a new answer, and Old Mutual Wealth has it. It's called Integrated Wealth Planning. It's a wealth map that puts you and your goals at its core, helping you plan how much is enough for you, for now, for your life, and for your legacy. Speak to your financial advisor today about how your Old Mutual Integrated Wealth Plan can help you do great things. Or visit howmuchisenough.co.za. Old Mutual Wealth, brought to you through licensed financial